Hey, what's this break everything? Hello, I'm invisible because the fucking wires are short and I'm set at a very awkward angle here. So it's going to take me a second to get over there. This will break the comments, watch this, because they fucked with the interface again. I swear they can't just leave it alone. Why would they ever leave it alone? Like, they just wouldn't. They'd never leave it alone. Jesus Christ, do I still use that? I need to change that. I still have the Megadeth font and everything. In any case, I'll be visible in just a fucking moment. It's so hard to do a stream now, and I can't guarantee any of this is going to work properly. Like, I flat out cannot guarantee any of this is going to work. We might get like 5 minutes in, and it all just breaks down, and there's nothing I can do because everything's broken. The capture setup's definitely tending towards funny colours now, that's for fucking sure. And I don't even have the right machine on, because that's how professional I am. I'm a professional, as we know. Like, I'm just the best at doing these things. Right, we'll turn that off because that's a 386. We'll have these selector boxes now. We'll go to Turbo XT, but I don't think I can reach the switch from here. So I think I've got to walk around the back of it. That's not a big deal, it's very easy to do. Watch, I'll show you. Like, you just walk and then you throw the switch. I still haven't found out why it's beeping. Like, I think the floppy controller's faulty. I can only put it down as that because I don't use that. Everything's working, so it's like, well, you know, if that's the case, then Jesus Christ, yeah, OBS has gotten worse. I don't know, it still seeks the floppy drive. I'm not sure what the problem is. Like I said, we probably either the floppy controller's dodgy or I've knocked a dip switch. Either one of them's possible, not unlikely. So last time I went in that machine, it was quite a hasty sort of rummage just to make it do the things it needed to do. I think I already have it installed on here. If I don't, we'll have to start that up and just lap link it across. It's quite easy. You see, if I'm entirely in the frame, then the monitor's not. I guess you don't have to see the monitor, but it's well since I've done this, isn't it? I should have just done this in one. Never mind. It's not very important, is it? There's no audio pass-through either. I haven't found a way to do that I'm satisfied with. Yeah, this is the version with the U in it. I have the version with the E, but it doesn't really matter. It's the same game. So who cares at the end of the day? I'm going to be using my Mega Blaster. So anyone coming into this like after the fact or whatever, the plan is we're going to change machine for like every episode of like the games. Like, we're going to play Duke 1, Duke 2, Duke 3D, the expansions. Well, Duke DC, I probably won't do Nuclear Winter, and I'm definitely not doing the beach one, so Duke DC, and then Manhattan Project. And we're just going to step up through different machines every time. Now, the system requirements for this do say you can play it on an 8088, so, well, you know, we're going to test that, because I haven't tested that before. Press a button. I read A button. It's a Mega Drive pad. It has a button marked A. It's not like PC ones where it says, like, you know, numbers or nothing. Or those shit ones that actually do have letters on. Yeah, well, whatever I press here, the game does the opposite. So we'll do that, and it'll be wrong, and then we'll have to recalibrate it anyway. Because Podge's joystick code is about as good as their audio code. As in, it doesn't tend to work the way it's supposed to work, if at all. So, yeah, we'll probably have to fuck with this again. I'll play it with a keyboard if I have to. I actually played this since I last streamed it. You're wrong, Proton Breath. I'll be done with you and still have time to watch Oprah. I don't think so. I don't think he's getting there, yeah. I suppose I'm due another part of the long drive today, aren't I? I'll check that up later. I won't be sat here for long, but I figure I'd better make a start on this. This one will probably be painful. It'll be a bit slow and shit, because we're on a fucking Turbo XT. And yeah, there you go. You see now my joystick buttons are backwards. I knew they would be. Luckily, we can do that again from in here. Stupid thing. Button 1. Yeah, I'm going to say, it's always backwards. It's back to front. And I always forget, even though I remember verbally and say it, it's backwards. It does the opposite. Because button 1 is set to, say, B in this case. I can flick it on my little adapter thing. And so if we press jump, then that will make button 1 the shoot button. So I think maybe that's programmer oversight because, well, does that make sense though? Because that would be asking you for button 2. Like if they were assuming button O was the fast button, then they'd be asking, oh, what should the second button be doing, is what that would translate to. So, well, maybe I feel more comfortable with it the other way. You know, well, it doesn't run terribly, I'll give it that. We'll be going over at the 286 after this episode, so that may not be today, because at this speed it could take us quite a while to get to the end. This is one thing that still bugs me, is how, you know, it's a little flashy fucking thing. You start pressing fucking buttons, it will go away when you press buttons on the joystick, but the fucking box won't. Howdy Nordic Warrior. Howdy Rogue Nova. Yeah, the PS1 port of 3D, man, I was never a fan. And not because of the shitty frame rates. I can handle shitty frame rates. I just don't like the fucking soundtrack. And I think it would really have benefited from analog controls. And we just don't have those. My brain's confused now from the joystick bullshit. The Podge's crappy joystick code. Well, like, you got to unlock some amount of mistakes. And like I say, we only got to tolerate these supreme 8088 speeds until we get to the next episode. And then we can go up to a 286. And when I get to Duke Nukem 2, I might even break out a portable machine. I don't think I've done that on a stream before. And it's probably going to be bloody awful. It's going to be awkward for me, because I'll have to put it on my lap with a bunch of cables hanging out the arse of it. I'll pick that up so I can just hear the noise it makes later. Oh yeah, plug and pray. It's, yeah, they might as well have just done what the shovelware crowd did and just gone on the internet and downloaded a bunch of random fucking myfastmap.map. I hear there's good levels in it. I've never seen it personally, but my PlayStation broke before I could get to that episode because PS1s always break on me, so I don't bother with them anymore. And I modded my PS2 so I can run things off hard drives, and you can't do PS1 games off it. Yeah, Nightmare Zone, people mention that one a lot. I can never remember which one's which, but that is the one people usually refer to. I think overall we got better treated on the PC with the Bath. Like, people are sort of starting to hate it these days, like, oh, it's not like the... yeah, it definitely has a different tone to the rest of the game, but I wouldn't say it was bad or anything. It has a mixture of tones, really, the Bath, because in some places it feels like an earlier incarnation of the game, which figures because some of the levels in it are really old, if not all of them. Nah, it's Impossible's not old, is it? That's new. Howdy then, guy. I'll always argue that the N64 version was the best console port. Well, people have managed to get the PlayStation levels and stuff to work on the PC. So I don't think we were really missing anything by not having those on the PC for years, though. I mean, at this point we have, you know, years, over 20 years of community levels that are better, so... you know, it's not really... Oh, shit. Yeah, the responsiveness of the 8088. I have the turbo on, you can turn the speed down. Yeah, that Samsung TV, I will just sell that eventually. So someone will pay silly money for it. There you go, we'll have some 4 megahertz action. Crap. I can't go right for some reason. It turns my PC into a fucking hardcore liberal. It doesn't go right anymore. See, now it... Oh, now it intermittently. Wow, does that break the joystick calibration? That's weird. It's probably just broken permanently now. You watch it be broken permanently. And I want button 1 to jump, so we press shoot, because someone was morons. Howdy, Sanic. But yeah, as I said, it was like, you know, the whole reason I wanted to do this thing, I'm late as hell doing it, was, you know, when Duke turned like 30 years old, it was when I meant to do this, so it was last year. That's how fucking far behind we are. Just do a big Duke Nukem marathon. I say marathon, there could be a big gap between installments, but yeah, we'll, as I say, we'll play each episode of the game, we'll switch machine, and then we'll do DN2 and do the same thing, DN3D, do the same thing. And we'll maybe do some different versions, you know, like we'll do like one of the early Shawas of 3D, and then we'll go up to 1.3 and then 1.4 for, well, maybe 1.5 for the bath, but... and then DC, and then right at the end we'll go up to Manhattan Project on the Athlon, assuming it works. Should do. Right, let's try not to bang my head, because banging my head is like... that sound takes priority over everything else, and unfortunately it's... I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, because I still haven't found a satisfactory way of getting PC speaker pass-through off this thing. Well, yeah, that figures. As I said, Podge's joystick code's pretty bad anyway, is the conclusion I've come to. I mean, the prompts backwards, it does go silly sometimes. It's not entirely responsive either on this. I have to be honest, it does occasionally drop button presses. I have to hold the button down. And we know my little adapter thing runs at like 20 kilohertz, so that shouldn't be tangible to me. So as I said, I am playing on a Mega Drive controller, so... Unfortunately, I can't have the little... my cable's too short because I'm a cheapskate, so... so I can't have it like sat visible with all the lights going on and off. I should just remove them, really. They were only there to test it, but if they're doing no harm, just leave them in. I still haven't got to the bottom of that button leakage problem. Making me use the keyboard like an ape. But yeah, on the ports thing, I still find the Saturn to be the least enjoyable. It just makes me motion sick, and games don't typically make me motion sick, but that one does. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that there was a tonal change with 3D, but yeah, maybe it was for the best. You know, I don't think these would have necessarily translated as well to 3D world. I would like to have seen like you know, the sort of lame Duke version of Duke finished. I'd like to see what it would have come out to. I think it would be quite interesting, but I don't know whether it would have worked as well as the game. Yeah, it is. It's all the weird, you try and move and it's just like, ugh, just keeling over and just scraping along on his shoulder or something. It almost feels like a really bad motorbike game or something. Like where the slightest touch of like the steering just knocks it like, ah crap. Just knocks it over to one side, like needlessly. Yeah, that's what they were going for, you know. Maybe they were ahead of their time and they just had, in the Saturn version, Duke Nukem's always on a motorcycle. I think so, but it could be. I don't know. I still don't think we'll get any more Duke games. I almost hope we don't, because I just dread to think how badly they'd ruin it at this stage. I mean, Duke 2, I think, is one of them games that could only work at that specific time. You just wouldn't get something like that now, even if you tried, it just wouldn't be the same. Ah, shit, you're going to make me kill my balloons. I wanted the points. Who cares about points? I get to keep the score at the end of the game. See, I'm the generation that killed the arcade, and I think that's a big part of why is just not giving a fuck about high scores. It's like, well, what can I do with that number? Like, nothing. I've not tried using the bastardizer on the Everex in TTL. I think I tried it with the Trident once, and it did work. I mean, there's no reason it shouldn't. I'm not so sure about the TTL on the Everex, because it's a little bit of a strange one, the way that card does it. So far as I understand, you can actually, with that card, and I'm not able to confirm it, if I ever get an MDA display, I will test it. Because supposedly you can actually emulate HGC on that port at the same time as using the card in VGA mode, which is probably why it has extra circuitry that one you were looking at doesn't. That's probably what it does. I guess they weren't lying on the box when they said it would run on an 8088, but they didn't specify a speed, and if I had a 4 MHz one, I think I'd be kind of upset. Making me have to backtrack, you bastards. What always messes with me, like, things like from these old games coming back, is when I see the Doctor Who cloned me, and like Proton doesn't have red skin, and it's like, well, you know, I guess that wasn't the intention. It's pretty clear that it wasn't, and just they used red for skin tones in this game, but in my head, Proton will always have red skin. And I would have done it if I'd have been, you know, the one calling the shots on that game. Just purely because it would work, you know, he's clearly had some kind of accident. Like, you know, half his face is metal, so why wouldn't he have red skin? You know, it might have been something that happened in the accident, turned him a funny colour. I mean, he's probably been around radiation as much, if not more, than Duke Nukem has. And he's been around lots of mercury, so, you know, surely it's going to be a funny colour. So I have a funny feeling that the card will just drop out if you put it in modes that, like, you know, EGA couldn't do or something. Yeah, I never bought the DLC, so I've only seen other people play it. So I don't remember like specifics. Proton, I don't think you could ever kill. You know, he's one of them where he'd always have a way to come back somehow. You know, it turned out that was just his robot clone or something, and he was just testing to see what would happen. His plan was for it to fail all along, so he could see how it would fail and then not make that mistake when he attacked for real. Stupid helicopters. Fuck you, you motherfucking helicopters. Fuck you. I don't like helicopters. I still hate them. I don't know what it is about them. They just piss me off. I don't want to be grounded and never fly again. Probably get loads of them flying over, you know, that probably doesn't help. There's, oh, you're in a poor neighbourhood, we'll just put all the flight paths, they're all directly above where my house is. Oh shit. Oh, damn it. I know how to use the time machine. I'll save that, might need it later. Yeah, it just takes me to the bottom of the map, I don't want that. Yeah, I'm still quite entertained by that one I had where they crashed a helicopter into an underpass. It was like these proper, you know, federal agent types. And like, for some reason in a dream I was like in Texas or something. And there was like, you know, this road overpass and I was like going underneath it. And they stopped me. They just blocked the road and stopped all the cars and they were just like being really threatening. And they were bringing this helicopter in. And they tried to fly it like underneath the overpass and one of the blades hit like a concrete pillar. It flew off, decapitated a bunch of the agents, destroyed a few cars. The helicopter like just shattered into pieces. It was pretty fun. Oh shit. Damn dynamite. I've never had a problem getting this game to run. There'll be something it doesn't work on, but I've never found it. It's dropping my inputs again. That's weird. It's like it's fine if it's a bit of ground you've already walked over, and as soon as you get beyond it, it's like a struggle. The thing is, because my thing is digital, like, it can't really be a failure of, like, my thing. This has to be somewhere, like, in the code or in the machine. It's not very well tested, this DTK Penta IO card. I suppose this could be a problem on newer machines or something. There's probably some magic CPU speed where it stops working properly. Yeah, that affects quite a few things. I don't know why that would be, because I mean, I'm sure I've played this on Pentium 3s that are upwards of a gigahertz, and I wouldn't really want to try doing it on anything newer than that, because there's just not much point in doing DOS things on those machines. They're not usually very good at it. Like once you get past the Pentium 3, MS-DOS starts getting a lot slower. Like, you know, the CPU wasn't really built for it anymore. You know, say if I want to do Duke Nukem 3D, my Pentium 2 will actually kick the ass of my Pentium 4. And part of that's the video card, but, you know, still, it's... So I want to install an old video card in a fairly modern machine. Oh shit, no, get back on the platforms. Yeah, there probably is a movie already out there where the helicopter crashes that way. I would love to find the person who invented helicopters and just punch them a few times, you know. Just for developing such an irritating contraption. You know, I don't get it, because if I put like a loud exhaust on my bike, I'm immediately like a nuisance to society. But if I want to get some stupid whirly bird and like flutter around up there, that's fine, no one gives a fuck. Stupid fucking helicopters. These all have TNT in them, don't they? I don't know why I'm bothering to do this, because I know they all have TNT in them. You know, there is a little bit of a carve in the performance in places. You can sort of feel it coming up and down. But just make it feel all that much better. I'll get a whole new appreciation when we switch to that 286. I can never remember where the keys are in this level, by the way. I think this is the level I probably have the most fucking irritation with. Oh, and that elevator, what the crap. There's like, somewhere in the centre, isn't there, about halfway up, where there's like an ID card or something, I think. I have to find that as well. We'll get there. Just not as quickly as we would, because the PC is like woefully underpowered. I think you would have been pushing your luck a bit with this machine by 91. You know, you'd have been like, should probably save up and buy a new one. This thing's like maybe a bit old now. DOS 7, yeah, mostly works. If it's configured right. That China DOS Union like one you get, I think a lot of the TSRs that it's set up with by default cause problems. Oh, stop it with the dynamite, man. You know, I'd not be surprised if like the lock thing and the... That's the area with the keycard above me, so I think we're heading the right way. It's weird because it looks different on this machine somehow. It's not, but I think it's because the pixel aspect ratio is like displayed different on the screen on this. But yeah, I'd wager them TSRs probably play some part in that. I sort of feel like the blue key should be sort of on the other side of the map, just because we've got the purple one from the left and we've got the green one from relatively left, so... Oh, you stupid bloody fishtail drone. I'm like fairly certain the little flappy thing on the bottom of those... Oh, there's the blue key. Oh, so it's not a key card. That might be in an episode 2 level I'm thinking of. Yeah, Pentium 60 will run this game just fine. Edgetronic. Yeah, the thing with the faster 286 boards is that they usually, like I said, the platform was pretty mature by then, so they're usually trouble-free, I would think. Like, there's not much variation in them. You get the odd one that does something silly, like VLSI ones occasionally have, like, weird scratch pad memory and stuff. Yeah, we slept MacBold. Yeah, well, what is going on is performance has been less than spectacular because CPU speed slow. But that's the intention, so that's how I do things. System requirements be damned. We'll run it on something that's right at the bottom of the barrel and then complain and be surprised when it doesn't run all that well. It'll be alright, I get to switch to a faster machine once I complete this episode. Stupid bunnies. Now, so this is where the arcade shit I was on about before comes in, because it's like, oh, well, you know, you should want to run into the bunnies because you get more points for doing that. I do need a key card. Shit. Well, where's that then? I think it's up on one of them platforms, isn't it? You know, I don't like this level very much. I think this is one of the most underwhelming levels in this. I always like that maze one. Like, that one hurts you a lot, but I do like that level. Okay, we'll cook that turkey now, and then we'll just come back and eat it later if we take damage. I wouldn't be at all surprised. Like, there might have been one that ran slower for some, like, cost reason or something. Oh, those crystals are cheaper, let's buy those. Oh, we're not bothered about having a composite video, let's fuck that off. I mean, these ones use an Intel clock generator chip that was, I guess, designed for this CPU, but maybe those were expensive once upon a time. And I think it isn't Intel parts. I don't know how many clones there are of that IC out there. I have vague memories of the key card being in a grey filing cabinet box thing. They always look kind of like filing cabinets to me, so... See, the slower performance has some advantages in that shit. I was going to go on about precision jumps. I bet that's it up there, isn't it? I bet you it is. It fucking will be, won't it? Just to piss me off. T2100. Well, you see, I might pull out a T3200 when I'm doing Duke Nukem 2. That has a plasma screen. And this game is on an 8088 today. It's an 8 megahertz one though. I did try turning it down before to 4.7 and decided I didn't like it very much, so I turned it back up. So yeah, that isn't. It doesn't specify on the system requirements on the box, so you know it's conceivable you might have bought it like when all you had was a 4.7 megahertz machine and not liked it very much. Yeah, that level, I don't like that level. It always, it's too drawn out. I mean, I think it's kind of neat that it lets you sort of learn some of the game mechanics. You know, I think they were going for, hey, let's get them comfortable with finding multiple keys and the key cards and the teleporter. Well, it calls it a time machine, but it's a teleporter. If you find the boots on the next level, I think we have to anyway, don't we? One save, roll a cigarette. And wish that I could do these menus with the joystick. Even though it does technically respond to them. Fucking little... See, I think that little fireball indicator was meant at one point to be next to the menu, like a selector. They just didn't implement it, because it does respond to the buttons, but it doesn't do anything. Get this smoke going and then we'll continue play. It's fucking warm in here. I wouldn't thought this machine would kick that much heat out, but I suppose there's that much NMOS logic in it that it probably does waste quite a lot of electricity. I'll just turn the aircon on and deafen everyone if I have to. This is Duke Nukem 1. Yeah, the numbering's actually kind of weird though, isn't it, when you think about it, because this game is Duke Nukem 1, 2 and 3, and then Duke Nukem 2 is Duke Nukem 4 if you go by 3D Realms' numbering. So I guess by that logic, Duke Nukem 3D is Duke Nukem 9. Which also means Duke Nukem Forever is Duke Nukem 10, and suddenly the name doesn't work as well anymore. Which now would just take us, could actually have happened just because everything else about that game's such a fucking shit show. Why would they not fuck the name up, right? If Duke Nukem 5 ever does happen, it should just be like a short circuit game. You just play as one of the Duke bots and like, you know, you develop like emotions and stuff and no one believes that you're alive. That would suck, but at least it'd be kind of funny. Yeah, I'm gonna say, this is a lot of objects. This is probably gonna mess with my fucking... Let's see if I can kill this thing. For my poor EGA card decides it doesn't want to draw frames at all anymore. Ah, cool, I can hit it off screen, that's good. Go on, kill the stupid bulwark. Kill it, yes. I don't these bloody bouncy fucking BDSM fucking balls really help my fucking frame rate much either, but... Excellent. Well, it's down here I get the boots, isn't it, I think. You know, I sort of feel like there probably is a worse Duke Nukem game then forever out there. Like, probably one of the mobile games or something is, like, technically a worse game. There's something I didn't know until I think the last time I played this was the Acme falling weights. If you shoot them before they hit the ground, it gives you points for it. I mean, points are inherently pointless, which is kind of silly given they're called points, but... Yeah, so you get no points for that one, but if I hit this one, you get 500 points. There's the boots. Yeah, they're not protective boots in this one, they're fucking jump really high boots. Well, jump higher than you did. Oh no, it's in. I see you're still trying, Duke. Never mind, my robot drones will soon be the end of you. I don't think so. I mean, I've already broken enough of your robot drones, why do you think, like, just putting more here is going to do anything? Problem with these 80s cartoon villains. Well, that's a 90s game, but still. Shit. Yeah, in all honesty, I know it pisses people off, but I'd rather play forever than that Saturn port I mentioned of 3D. I can at least play forever. And I can at least get, like, controllers, i.e. keyboards and mice that somewhat work with it, and that's probably the fault of the console more than the game, certainly, but still, you know. Because unfortunately I've still yet to find the Saturn 3D controller that actually works. I'll just pick that up. I'm not coming back up here anyway, I'll just have it. Every single one of them I've ever been there, they're always stuck going in one direction. It's like, you know, they go up and right, or was it up and left? But whichever they do, you know, it's... obviously can't play with it, and I assume the magnets go weak or the Hall sensors in them go bad, but I've never been able to fix the damn things. Yeah, I feel kind of bad for the machine I'm playing on when you think about it. It's like, it's a total fucking Franken-monster at this point. Like, oh, I can't plug a monitor straight into it. I have to build a video bastardizer. Oh, I have to, like, you know, I don't have an XT compatible keyboard. We'll have to plug in a a key fiddler to use like standard AT keyboards with it. Oh, I want to use a control pad from a Sega. Oh, I better use the fucking Mega Molester pad adapter to do that. And there's not actually anything, even the power, I have to run it on a step down brick because it's a 110 volt machine. I'm on 250 volts here. Oh yeah, I mean Duke 3D had robots in it, didn't it? Like in Lame Duke, so you know it's very possible we could have still got them. I do get the feeling aliens were maybe meant to come in at some point, and you know maybe they at least toyed with the idea. I've never seen anything to prove this that I can remember, but you know I sort of get the vibe that maybe they figured, oh, we'll start with robots and have aliens show up later, but I don't know. Oh, this is the maze level, I think. I like this level. Yeah, that loading delay, I do actually get audible drive activity in this time, so... It sort of goes quiet after a while and you just... I guess it's all RAM operations now. That's not very fast. Ah, the frame rate looked lovely there. Oh yeah, this level performs real good. I remember this one stalling out on the 286 a little bit, so... Yeah, there is a shortcut in this level, as it said, where you can walk across a bunch of bikes. Now, I'm not sure I want to use that key though. My gut tells me not to, and that there's somewhere else I can stick that. There's always another hole you can stick things in, you just got to explore a little bit, you know, and you find it, and sometimes it's actually like really fun and stuff, so... I'm going to shoot all the stuff and let all the Acme boxes drop. Just so there's less objects in the world. So these are the things you learn when you have to use old machines all the time. It's like you sort of learn there's a baby in them a little bit. I might even stand on those spike balls so they get deleted. Not much the robots could do with babes. Well, I don't know. They could roboticize them. And then we'd have like hot robot babes all over the place. $20 megahertz, yeah, yeah, some crystal oscillators are a bit hard to find. The 1 megahertz ones are really hard to find now, and I've always thought that's to stop people doing AM radio with them. So I hold mine very close, like I won't let anybody touch the box that those are in. That's pretty useful to have. Yeah, 20 megahertz, I may have one left. I'm not sure. Let's erase that stupid performance. You know, maybe they didn't fully test this when they wrote 8088 on the box. I mean, not printing the clock speed, you know, I can get that, because then they could get out of the refund and be like, well, we never specified it would work on your slow 8088. Implying a particular 8088 is slow. I don't know what we hit before. We hit something that wasn't the box and just sort of went through it, I think. Oh, crap. That background pattern sort of does fiddle with my head a little bit. We'll persevere. So if anything, it's worth coming down here just to remove some objects from the world. But yeah, do you need the 4-pin one, or does it only take the 2-pin ones? Because if it's the 4-pin ones, you can probably just build a circuit and use one of the 2-pin ones. They might be a bit easier to find. Yeah, we'll walk through these, sod it. Can't remember what we get over here, but... There we go. knocking this damn drawing pin over? Yeah, and it does chug in it. Yeah, it's the only thing is the 2-pin ones. I can never get the fucking things to produce good clock signals, so I can't really vouch for it like working, but I can vouch for that in theory it should. Oh, come on, what damaged me? That's not far. You watch me come all the way down here for nothing and have to go back up. So we've gained a little bit of speed, so it was worth going in and wiping all that stuff out. Zot. Yeah, it's performing better now. It's not like blazing fast, but it's dropping a lot of my inputs, but I wonder if the walls count as objects or not. Or whether they're like background. It probably doesn't help this EGA card is not the quickest one. It's not super slow either. I'm still kind of intrigued by how Keen plays faster on a real EGA card than the VGA cards of the time. Now, this machine can't really do that game, so... Ooh. Lost V-Sync for a second there. Yeah, it's worth it to get more firepower. You know, I think our RS site... No, it's not RS. It's one of the other ones. Might be Mouser. I know one of them has been down for maintenance for about 1.5 years now, if not more. It's one of the ones where they actually provide data sheets for the things they sell, if that's any help. And yeah, their site has been off for maintenance for well over 1 year at this point. There we go, we'll just walk through that because we'll get the health back and then we get to remove another object. So yeah, there was no point in well, there was a point in coming down here because we got more gun. And having more guns always good, you know, you gotta impress the women somehow, and when you look like me, you know, you have to find other ways of doing it, and that's one of your ways of doing it there. Right. I don't think these animating textures help. Yeah, I'm starting to look forward to being able to switch to the 286 in episode 2, because it will just floor this thing like easily. Like, you know, we won't notice the lag spikes on that machine anymore. It'll just feel like totally smooth. And that's the thing that messes with me, because there's like Rigel engine for Duke Nukem 2, and that has smooth scrolling, and that fucks with my head. Like, I don't like it. Like, I wouldn't say it was bad, but I don't like it because I'm just not used to it. I think if I sat and played it for a while, it'd be fine, and I'd just get used to it. I mean, I'm not going to bother because, you know me, I like just prattling about with this old stuff, but I think it'd take a while to get used to it. Ah, yeah. Yeah, the standoffs. Yeah, I'll have to see about buying some of those at some point, because I'm pretty much out of them at this stage. I don't have, I think I have like 1 or 2 spare at most, and I think they're the unusually short ones. I have wondered if I couldn't make an equivalent part out of metal. Like, it should be possible. But I don't know if it's just more effort than it's worth. There's like a few ways I can think to do it. Man, this level does chug. It's getting bad in this spot. You know, I said I like this level. I might have changed my mind. Now I just want off it. Ah, is this the shortcut? This might be the shortcut. If it's the shortcut, we'll take it. Like usually I'm like, oh, I'm not taking the shortcut. We'll take the shortcut and then walk back and do it both ways. I think this time we'll just fuck the level off. High frame rates, like with Doom, yeah. It probably would feel a bit weird because I'd be used to it running at like 35 tops. It's not a game I've played a lot, Doom, because I don't enjoy it that much. I don't think Doom's a bad game, and this is a thing that it kind of irks me, that when I say I don't really like the game that much, people assume I'm saying, oh, it's bad, you know, it's a terrible game. And I'm not necessarily saying that. I think it's okay, but I don't ever feel any desire to go back and play it again. So maybe it wouldn't bother me as much, but I do find that the Doom ports look weird anyways. I think it's with the looking more than anything, and maybe the frame rate does play a part in that, but something just seems off about the perspective and everything to me. Can't really place my finger on it. Yeah, that wasn't the shortcut. There is one. I thought it was. Like, am I just confused? Am I going like out of my brain now or something? Probably. You know, high frame rates are just weird to me in general. I'm used to this sort of thing, you know. So. What? I didn't shoot that, did I? Yeah, no, I like the ability to jump though. I think the game should have had that from the start. Like, I remember when I was live streaming Doom like a couple of years back, and I was actually like, can I get the source code to this and add jumping? And I did want to do it, because it would have just made the game that much better. Like Hexen and Strife added jumping at least. It's a little bit janky, but I think this is the shortcut. This better be the bloody shortcut. Yeah, it is, because it's all the spikes. This is going to hurt us a lot. Oh man, it performs even worse over it. Oh come on, that's mean. Don't do that to me. I've just walked all that way through bloody spikes and put holes in my feet. And now you're just going, here, have some more damage. No, that's cruel. What's this? Well, really? The second letter's all the way out here. But yeah, I won't bother now because I finished playing those games, like I say, years ago. I played through them to stream them, and that's the last time I played Doom, so it can stay not having that feature for all I care now. It's quite a tall level, isn't it? Ah, shit. I assume the elevator would be where the signs for the elevator were. Gee, who would have ever thought that? I mean, what sort of logical sense would that make? Now, you see, what would have been nice is if they'd added a check in the code so that, you know, the elevator doesn't go down unless you drop below the height it's currently at. That would have been pretty neat, because then I wouldn't have to fall all the way down there again. Oh, that's not far. Shoot the drone, it ends up hitting the goddamn Coke can. Okay, we'll be out of this level in a minute, and with any luck the performance will come back. If it gets too bad, I will just jump to the 286 Harley, but of course defined too bad. I mean, this is by my standards, so. And my standards for the performance being bad are notoriously poor at this point, I feel. Da, 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 da. There is a go faster button, but it's already as go faster as the button allows, so. They're kind of useless features, I guess, on faster machines. Oh, maybe, I don't know, you might want to slow the game down. It's sort of the same as the speed slider in Duke Nukem 2, but it just uses the comma and period keys in this one. If I press the, you see it says S at the top, and if you press period you get F. So it's just slower and faster. God damn, we might actually end up picking the letters up in order if I can find... oh no, it's not D-U-E-K, what am I thinking? This is addling my brain, I want out of this level before it does any more damage. Alright, kill the robots. Fuck. Kill myself. The right things are going... There we go. God, I think it's the elevator level next, isn't it? I think. It might be. Unless there's a level I've forgotten about. How many levels are in this anyway? Is it like 10 per episode? If that. Oh, there's a moving bouncy ball. I thought it was up on a platform or something. I see you survive my maze of madness. I might have underestimated you. Well, you did. Just like they underestimated the power of the machine you needed to play the game well on when they printed the box. This is why you got to test it, because you got to test if the devs actually tested it. No, I think they did. Yeah, I can't remember why it's doing the record mode in the first level. Well, maybe. I guess most people's stuff is full speed and shit, so... Well, I find it kind of, like, at least mildly interesting to see what it does, you know, it's... Always you got to see how far the machine will go. Doing quite well so far. Let's see if you can keep it up. Also remember to save. That's a good point. I probably should do that when it brings the menu up. There we go. Your game is saved. My soul isn't. It's been corrupted. I was dropped quite heavily, like, you know, when someone tipped my chair over and it sort of knocked the heads a bit funny and might have impacted the surface of the disc, so yeah, it might have melted a bit off. It was a reed head, the right heads are fine. To be honest, I don't think the machine's drive's in that much better condition. It does make some funny noises. Bags of time. Right. Let's continue. What? I didn't press that. Fuck off. Obviously the pace of things will liven up as we get into the other games on faster machines anyway. Well, that's the thing, it's like we was on about before, where it doesn't feel right sometimes when you don't have a little bit of slowdown. Like, you know, there's certain things where I'm used to playing them, where they sort of misperform in a very certain way, and that to me is just normal. I'm used to this game running faster, and you could see in the first level where I kept shooting early, because I think I've played this on the 286 the most. yeah, this is the elevator level. There's a specific order you'd want to do it in that's faster, but I don't remember it, so we'll just have to find out. Fucking find out then. I do like this level. I used to have on my old Pentium 75, I used to have this, a screenshot of this as my desktop wallpaper. See, I'd quite like to have, you know, the exact machine that was the fast, like, PC in the house I grew up in, but my Pentium 66 is about the closest thing I'm going to get. I don't know what the specs were exactly, but it must have been a similar board because I did see the internals and it did use an I/O card for the hard drive. Like, it wasn't an onboard drive controller. And I know it was a Pentium 60s or 66. Like, it was certainly one of the fast Pentiums, and it has to be just because of the year that it was gotten in. So I probably have a machine that's close to a very upgraded version of it. Whereas the second machine I still have the case for, my 486SX, I think is in there, or is that somewhere else? But, yeah, I think that's the, it must be. And I actually have the same type of case that Pentium was in. But yeah, that second machine I'm not as bothered about. It was just a run-of-the-mill Pentium MMX that, you know, replaced the socket 4 thing and PC chips and motherboard. I could find the parts, but yeah, not too fussed. I still have my first PC. Maybe I should dig that out for some Duke Nukem 2 when I get to that. I could do that. I ain't used that machine in ages. It wouldn't be that hard to just lend it a sound card. It'd be dead easy to just lend it a sound card. You know, chuck like a Sound Blaster 16 in there or something. I have one of those that's always for testbed machines, so. Okay, I can't use that other elevator for bits of this, can I? Oh shit. Shit. I definitely think I'll try and get the T3200 out for DN2 though. Like, awkward as it'll be. I could probably stick it on a little folding table or something. Ah, is this... do we get the claw in here, or do I have to come back with the claw in this room? Or is it the hand thing that we get here? I don't remember. It's one of them that we get in this level, I think. Ow! Unless I'm misremembering. Let me kill that thing. Ah, shit. Yeah, I don't have that. The rubber hand, that's what it's called. It's for, ow! Wow, shit, I forgot it did that. Let's get out of here. That's going to not do good things for the performance with shooting all those. Quit dropping my inputs. Quit hitting my leg! Would have been end of '93. I think we would have got that machine. Well, you know, it was my parents who got it, obviously. I didn't get the 386 until '97, so, but that was mine at least. So, you know, couldn't keep getting kicked off the machine. Oh, I need it for fucking work. Get off it, fucking, you're not supposed to use it for games. And then he'd just use it to play fucking flight simulators. So it has a lot to do with your fucking car business, doesn't it? Shut up. Well, you know, it's last I knew, every car business had like flight simulators going on. Fuck off. No. I want to play on it. And if I can't play on it, I'm going to just sit here and watch you play on it. Yeah, these are suddenly a bit more threatening. Ha! I thought this room had shootable bricks at the top. It doesn't. There must be another level. I think I keep thinking of episode 2 levels. Shoot the cameras, less objects in the world is always welcome. Oh, is the robo hand over there, or does it? I know Proton's in this bit. Like one of his TV screens. In spite of your resistance, my plan to rule Earth will not be stopped. Ha ha ha! He thinks there's the robo hand. There's its own little pedestal and everything. He's just like nicely presenting it to us, like, but for your efforts here, just to help you in your resistance. I mean, that may be the plan, you know, maybe it's like been cocky and it's been like, yeah, even with like the stuff you need, you're not actually going to be able to stop me, so I'm just going to gear that just to laugh at you. Is this the right way? It is. Good. Yeah, this is just for pressing those hand things. The claw is like a separate item, I think. Hey, robots still were futuristic back in the 90s. And they were still, like, mostly for destroying things. I don't like the modern view of robots. I'm always told, oh, you've got a really outdated view of robots because it can do more things than destroy. It's like, yeah, but that's boring. Like, robots should destroy. That should be their only purpose for being, is to destroy. Like, I don't know why, that's just what robots do. They destroy stuff. It's dropping my inputs again. And now it's always, oh, robots are useful now. Someday robots will help us in our daily lives. Yeah, they help me to destroy things. Like, you know, if I had like a destroy bot, like, that'd be cool. Like, I could just make it break things without me having to put the effort in. Yeah, you see, your fast PC Raptor was not a million miles from mine. Mine was an SLC25. And I might have had 4 megs of RAM, might have ended up with 8. Sound card, I might actually have that very sound card on hand, actually. Let me have a quick look. So now it's not in there anymore, and I'm sure I've seen it recently. That's an ungodly noise. It's just spiders. It's just more spiders. Now all I can find is spiders. But anyway, it was an Opti 930. It's a bit ill-fitting, I guess, but it was the cheapest card I could find, so it was second hand. Yeah, Terminator was still fucking going strong then. They hadn't ruined it yet. Pentiums. There were Pentiums that came with 5-inch floppies right up to like the early socket 5s. Yeah, Probably was a Socket 5 machine that you had. It's probably just a really early one. Like, Socket 5 still wasn't, you know, was still doing things on the same principles as 486s. I mean, when you think about it, they were out at the same time. You know, it's like you look at VLB motherboards, most of them aren't that old in the span of that platform. Okay, I want to be in there where that green key is then. You know, they didn't have like onboard drive controllers or anything. You still got 486s with 5-inch drives, so yeah, Pentiums as well early on. Grappling hooks, there we go, that's where we get the claw in this level. This is the mercury mines, isn't it? Cool, bit of mercury poisoning to add to the radiation poisoning. I'm sure that will go down fantastic. Oh, I got loads of bonuses. Can't go wrong with burners. Burners. You know, I never noticed before, but the little yellow triangle thing on the exit door, they look sort of reminiscent of, well, some of the like logo graphics on doors and stuff in Lame Duke are sort of vaguely similar. They'd gone up to like more closely resembling a fission symbol by then, but I don't think there's any connection beyond it probably just had like, you know, some of the same people work on it, but yeah, I'm sure this reflection's going to work fucking wonders for my frame rate. It's quite an ugly effect, really. Yeah, this is loading off a hard drive. It's an XTA drive, they're not very fast. It was pretty novel. I mean, you don't really see it in contemporaries, but you know, like Keen, I don't think does that or anything. A lot of the smaller titles of the time can't do it. I think some of the wanky games that came from like old Amiga programmers probably had it, because they probably had gradients on theirs. Everything that came off the Amiga has like gradients, you know. And plus, the fact when VGA was getting more widespread, they had to put gradients in everything, just to show like, hey, look, we've got VGA now. It's like, yeah, but you forgot about actually making the game right. I can never remember where the damn robo hand is, but I'll find it. I quite like this level, I don't mind it. It's not Sunday, is it? No, it's not. I just remembered something is all. I have to be somewhere on Sunday. Alright, and put your little cheerleader flare hand things back in. I don't need that shit. It's not far. The TNT doesn't damage anything but me. Now, this game is unfair. It's not too unfair as to be a problem. It's just video game logic levels of unfair. That's fine, you know. That's all right. Let's drop my inputs again. I'll play an awkward angle for a moment. Oh, less performance is like bad, they said. Shit, maybe it is. Haha, yeah, fall down there, loser. I'm going up here now. Ow! Oh, don't punish me for doing good things, game, that's mean. It's like, I thought you were clever, now we're going to just put all those there because we know you'll press that way. Bunch of dickheads. Yeah, there's now in here, is there? You can't hit me. You can't hurt me! Shit. There we go, we'll just kill him. So we don't have to deal with this bullshit anymore if we come back to it. That's probably... No, it'll be in a grey chest, wouldn't it? Yeah, it'll be in a grey filing cabinet. Yeah, great, it's the fucking Energizer bunnies again. What? No! It went fucking through him. I don't think it's up here. I'm sure it's like in some area in the bottom that sort of takes you back out now at the start. I don't go up here anyway, just because, but... That's a shit jump to make. Oh yeah, just ignore my inputs game, why not? Fucking fix this. I'll find that robo hand before I do anything else, I might as well. Because I mean, we're obviously going to need it, so... Might as well just go and get it now. That's it. Wow, I don't know if you caught that, but there was actually texture corruption then when that fast balloon came out. Like it loaded background tiles instead of the balloon. I don't think I've ever actually caught this game do that before. You'd probably see a lot more of it if I went down to 4 megahertz, but I'd rather not. It's just not very comfortable down there. Haha, you thought you could stop me, game. You got another thing coming. Hang on, isn't this where that brick wall is? It is? Well, fuck up here. I've already been up here. I'm not going up there again. Fuck off. We'll go this way then. This feels right. I think I've seen... Have I seen any of the letters in this level? I don't think I have. How do I get down? Ah, shit. Oh, that's not the end of the world. Not as we know it. I'd rather not grab on there. Oh, no. Now what? That's where I came from. That's fine then. It's wrong with like the limited tile selections in these old games. It's not always like quite as obvious where you're going. Oh yes, for my attentiveness, reward me by blowing me up. That's nice of you. How lovely. What the hell? Oh, it's part of the background. That's alright then. Oh no! Fuck you, you motherfucking helicopters. Well, it's nice to know Proton has a giant synthesizer in the background there. I mean, you can see the keys just laid out. And given how far away that is, it must be really big. I wonder if it's analog or digital. Well, I think it's a digital one. Proton probably just did that to, you know, make enemies of the synth elitists. Like, oh no, he doesn't have an analog synthesizer. He's not a real synthesist. Because real synthesists only have analog synthesizers made by Roland. And then when you try and buy an analog synthesizer, they get mad because they're like, no, you don't deserve one. Don't buy one. We'll make sure you never get one. And so then you just go and buy one from some dude who works for some prissy magazine, and then they get really annoyed. It's like, no, you weren't supposed to have that. Yeah, well, this dude didn't care, he just wanted the money, you know. It's like, I have a thing for sale, and this fellow wants to buy it from me, so... Yeah, I guess I'll sell it to him, you know. Are these reactors, would you call these reactors? I mean, they look more like force fields, right? Oh, objects. Stop. Let's just make more. Why not? Then what could possibly go wrong? Shit. Almost feels like there's supposed to be another one there, doesn't it? I think there's something off to the left here, but... eh. I think the exit's just here, isn't it? Ow! Fucking snake bastard. I'd say I'd get my turbo pad, but I don't think it'd really help matters here. That's a worrying thought, because my pad adapter runs on a clock. If the clock of like a turbo controller matched it perfectly, then in theory you could like either get the button would appear to always be on or would appear to always be off. I mean, the odds of it actually happening are now zero, but it could happen in theory. Oh, did I forget to fill a tile in up there, or is that just more tile corruption? There's like a black tile like in the top. See, I can't get down off this. Like, it responds to the button. Or maybe it doesn't now. Is my pad gone out of configuration? Well, we'll see about that. There we go. It has. That's something with the game or the machine. I don't think my device can go out of spec like that. I suppose if the voltages in the machine aren't very stable, that would affect it, because it is referenced to the machine's like 5 volt supply. This is the registered version. I think they've had the time to go back and change the damn message. Like, you know, even if it was just check the manual in your registered version for, like, you know. But no. It's lazy. I think it holds up better than Keen 1, this game. And I'm not saying Keen 1's bad or that I dislike it or anything, because I like Commander Keen. I think those games are good. But I do think, you know, 31 years later, this game's holding up better. Even though it doesn't have the smooth scrolling, I think this is the better of the two games after 3 decades have gone. Now, at the time, in 1991, yeah, the game that smoothly scrolls around is certainly going to be much more eye-catching, right? But this game definitely handles better in a lot of other ways. What are you doing, machine? Oh, a nice place to start me. Yeah, just start me getting molested by stupid little fucking Johnny 3s. Not quite as big as Johnny 5s. I assume they're the little toy ones he built, actually. Like in the second movie. And they've just turned evil. Oh, fucking soda. I was going to drink that. Div. I like this level, actually. I always get lost in this level, I forewarn you, but I do like this level. I like the tile set that it uses. Ah yes, lots of explosions. That's bound to be good for me. Of course, it was the ones I hit were the only ones that had explosions in, because why wouldn't it be? Gee, they really like that shit in this level. Maybe I don't like this stage. Get the cigarette going. There's like a purple key just stuck out somewhere random in this one. Drop it in, puts again. I guess you'd call it the magenta key, wouldn't you? Yeah, it's magenta. It's not purple. At least going by like every document I've ever read about like the graphics like on these machines. They always call that colour magenta and light magenta or bright magenta or intense magenta. Hey, Biomenace, yeah, that's a pretty good game actually. Like, I've never completed it and I keep meaning to. Like, somehow I always just end up doing like other things. But yeah, what I've played of Biomenace I quite enjoyed. It does have some bullshit about it. I think it maybe is a little bit sort of cheap in places, but music's weird in that one. Because I think it actually is like Bobby Prince or something, but it doesn't really sound like his work a lot of the time to me. I hate heroes. Your luck is about to run out. Perhaps now would be a good time to flee, Duke. Yeah, just put all of the Acme boxes up there. That's evil. Lucky for us, once they're out of draw distance, they stop falling, so they're just suspended in mid-air, off-screen forever, unless we go back up there somehow. Which I'm sure we will, at some stage. Ow. Probably when we forget where the key goes or something. Something shit like that's bound to happen. Well, I'll take that. Tack is always good. I still don't understand why people eat chicken when turkey exists. Like, chicken is one of the most grossest meats I've ever eaten. It's always slimy and just... ugh. It's like, well, we have turkey, so I just eat that. It's like butter. But now, obviously, this must be subjective because I know other people are like, oh no, turkey's like horrible and dry, and it's like, well, yeah, but it's not slime like chicken, so like, I'd rather it was dry. Yeah, it's in the one with the purple stuck out in the middle of nowhere. I wondered if it was going to go through us if we didn't move them at the moment. Well, this is just grand. Don't know where we're going to, don't know where we're coming from, but we'll make the jumps anyway and see where we get. Farther and farther away from that bloody key door, that's for certain. I think this level's designed to get you lost. Shit. Now how was I supposed to know about those? Great, now I've got loads of them. One reassuring thing about this game is that it has no bottomless pits. So we can't fall to our doom directly. Episode 3 I think does have some spike pits that you can't leave though, so... yeah, there's a thing. Okay, don't this send me back to somewhere near the start or something? And Biomenace that loses you all that stuff. I guess they probably just didn't like add anything that wasn't in Keem's original save system, perhaps. Yeah, again, I always assumed they just leveraged gems and stuff to handle that. It's another reason I think Keen 6 is actually the oldest of the Galaxy games. I know it's not actually part of the Goodbye Galaxy series, Keen 6, but I always just call them the Galaxy games that are on that version of the ending. Because you can hold multiple red gems in Keen 6. You can take them to other levels, but you can only hold one of any of the others. But the red ones, you can actually hold more than one. Yeah, Cosmos Cosmic Adventure is a game I do like, so reusing music from that, like elements of it, wouldn't be a bad thing. But yeah, the reason I think that is another hint of Keen 6 being older than the others, the multiple gems, is because of how you could carry multiple keys in Keen Dreams. And obviously the game's sort of just directly built on top of each other. But you can't do that in any of the other ones, and so that to me just hints at like, oh, I didn't mean to do that yet. No. Yeah, that to me just hints at like the game's older than the others. Because they obviously fixed that at some point, and to some extent they probably had like a common code base. So you'd think something as trivial as that to have fixed would have just been fixed in all of them. It's the same bloody people working on it, you know, it's not like they put it on a B team to do or anything like that. We end up with all that was out of sequence. Fuck off. God, I look away for 1 second, I end up getting knocked off the rails. Well, this room's narrower than I remember it, at least. Stupid robots. Well, they're doing what robots should do and attempting to destroy, so I gotta give them that. Ah, shit. It was just a death zone there. Yeah, a lot of Biomenace music really, to me, does not sound entirely Bobby Prince-ish. What the hell happened there? Duke, join me now and live, or continue this foolishness, and I'll squash you myself. Oh God, he's got a crushing fetish. He's one of those people. I bet Proton is into some weird stuff, in all honesty, like, he seems the type. Ah shit, did I want to go in there? There's a lot of burner stuff in there, isn't there? Ow! Yeah, I'm going back up there, I want to go in that thing. I want to see what's in it. Yeah, I've got time. There we go. Let's go faster. You must me not be able to get in here now. Why? Oh no, we can. Oh, this is an area that just feels totally off-world. I get these boxes on the way back. I assume I have to walk back this way. I think there's many levels left now. Oh, dirt. That takes me to the top of that room. Well, I'll get them now then. So I guess I won't come back here. Well, that means I have to go down that shaft again. Down the shaft. Yeah, I think it's that gap at the top there that, you know, it just feels weird that they let a bit of the backdrop poke through. Okay, yeah, oh shit, no, I need to go up there because I need to go and put the key in. Wow, I've actually gone down here more than once. That's just mean. Why do that to me? It's responsive to my inputs in that spot, I'll give it that. Let's be careful not to press up by accident, because I think how to be down here I do. I think it's here the last level now, or we're only one away from it. Yeah, you're about to enter the secret bubble city fortress of Proton. There's no turning back. I still can't believe it's a bloody bubble city. Bubble. It's all like pink and full of Barbie dolls and stuff, you know. He's probably got a doll fetish as well. He's probably one of those people. You know, why not? Dolls do have the advantage of that they don't age, you know. Like, they don't start to look like as shit as you've had them a while. Like, they don't... Depends what they're made of, I guess. I mean, I guess the silicone rubber ones will wear out a bit. Not that I have any experience in these matters, of course, but like... Oh, thanks for blocking me there, stupid red ball thing. I missed a gun somewhere, I think. Unless we get it in this level. Ow! Yeah, evidently we start out in Proton's trash chute. Oh, get bent. Fine, kill the wabbit. I like the little detail of the lighter red block that they put under the grey blocks there. Now there's one for you. Are the grey blocks like that we were using supposed to be metal, or are they supposed to be concrete? I suppose the same goes for what we're still on now. Is that metal or is it concrete? I always figure it's concrete, but I know I need the keys. I've been using those since I started the damn game, damn it. What do you think I'll just forget now? Yeah, and then synchronised robots. Oh, I'm not falling for that again, game. There's two of them in that one spot up there. Have we seen the screaming fire yet? Oh. Must have seen it earlier. It'd be weird them introducing an enemy just now, especially one as insignificant as that. It's not exactly the first thing you think of when you think of Duke 1, is it? Oh, that's the game with those little screaming fires in it. Shit. I'll just have the points on that one, thanks. Same with that one. Might as well be cocky. It's not like we're on a boss level or anything. Now I want to get a longer cable so I can have that camera farther away. This is as far as it'll reach on the current wiring. Ow. If I can get up there. I don't think I can. I think it's too far, isn't it? Yeah, maybe you could do it, but I don't think you're supposed to. Ah, no. Ah, crap! Well, I know there's a thing down here. It might be an access card. As I don't play this game constantly, I don't remember everything about it. Ow! Yeah, this crusty fucking machine. Its time's nearly done, and then next time around we'll be on something faster, so... Well, then the levels might have more objects and just cancel out, like, any advantage with it. I don't think so. When we get to episode 3, we'll be on a 16 megahertz machine, should just fucking walk it. I do sort of wonder how, I guess you'd call it a Super XT would handle this, like the 10 megahertz 8088s that you could get. I don't actually think it'll be much faster than this, in all honesty. Like the 286 will be. I mean, we played it on there before, so we know it's faster, and they just are. They're fast CPUs for their time, like ridiculously so. They are so much faster than the 8088. I don't know why. Don't know why the 8088 stops scaling performance up very much. Like, there'll come a point where it does, because every CPU has that, but I don't know where it is on this one. But I think a lot of the machine internally still runs at like 4.7 anyway, so... Howdy, Junkyard W. Right, we killed the stupid ball snake. I'm not going to worry about that anymore. There's nothing down here, is there? Not that I urgently need. Let's just walk through these. Will probably do me less damage in the long run. Pick up the proto-atomic health. And this dumps us back at the top of the trash chute. I like the thought that Proton does just throw trash in it. Oh, it's a different area. What? I was jumping. I didn't know I could activate it when I was jumping. Yeah. I never knew that. I don't think it's... Is it useful though? Can I get myself stuck in a wall doing that? You know I'm going to have to test that now. When I come back, like, whenever, and start fucking playing the second episode. It might not work on a faster machine. We'll find out. It's one of those unique bugs. Now, you see, there is a thing, like, some of these old games do work differently on different speed machines. You know, I hate to reference Keen again, but it's one where it's quite pronounced, and it's a game that, like, pretty much everyone who's ever used DOS really knows about. And yeah, your collision and your jumping and everything in that game can be radically different depending on CPU speed. You can jump farther on some machines. This game doesn't seem to be affected in quite the same way, but maybe it does in some ways. Maybe that teleporter that they like calling a time machine, maybe it does something like that. Okay, where do I go now? I know Proton's not too far away from us. Perhaps I go down there. Somebody down here? Oh, this is back in here. Oh yeah, I got a red key. Maybe that's at the top of the trash chute or something. It's been a while. Oh no, it was over here, wasn't it? It was where that belt and everything is. There's green and magenta keys there. The red one's at the bottom of this area, I think. It's like under the belt, yeah. Yeah, let's just stand the line of fire, we'll be fine. Get our health back anyway. I haven't pressed that yet. Seems prone to upwards, this pad. I might have to go in and fiddle with it a bit. Oh, and it's a digital thing, you know, there's no analog. It's not like you can be slightly pressing up. You're either pressing a direction or you're not. There's no in between. Probably change controller at some point as well. Like I say, I won't be doing any more today. I'll finish this episode of this game and I'll come back another day to do episode 2 and 3 and whatever. Okay, I think this one gets us the... yeah, that gives us the magenta key. I feel like one of the colours is muted a little bit on the bastardizer. I don't know how it looks for you. Yeah, completely different. So, if there's any point, the monitor I'm on tends towards blue, so that doesn't really help. In my mind, I've always sort of wondered if the cement's still wet on that wall. I like Proton sat, you know, our vision is just sat there like, haha, you know, Duke Nukem's never going to get here. It's one of them Catan will never come near this ship moments. Where his thinking is all smart and then he just hears a distant fucking zot zot of like the gun or something. It's like, crap, Duke Nukem's here, build a brick wall, keep him out. So you didn't realise none of the other brick walls have kept Duke Nukem out. Yeah, well this one might. This is dodgy because I got jump on these and fall through. I don't know if I want to do that, you know. Maybe I should. Yeah, what's the worst that can happen? Maybe I'm supposed to. Oh, it's actually solid. Oh, okay then. Let's not take that as a given, but... Activate the robo hand. Well, that was pointless. It served no purpose at all. I must have to go through. Well, unless I go. I don't think I go through them holes to my left. So it must be here. There we go. Oh yeah, that area was keyed off, even though I wonder why that is. They just changed the design of the level at some point and just never fixed it because they're like, oh, well, it doesn't actually affect anything. I wonder how long it was like that, like... So I always got the vibe this level was probably put in quite early on, but maybe not. But then the fact they left something like that in doesn't mean it wasn't, just so much as it just didn't fix it because it wasn't important. I mean, making a game is a bit like aging, where as time goes on, your list of shit that needs to do gets longer and longer. And eventually you just, you know, when you're younger you can sort of like somehow manage to do all of these things. And then as you get older you realise you can't do all of it anymore, and it's not even like you're like, ah, I'm old and decrepit, I don't have the energy, it's just somehow you don't quite find the time. And eventually you just have to kind of write it off as like, well, okay, well that's never getting fucking done, is it? You know, what can I erase off the list? What doesn't need doing like that I can just forget about? You know, making a game's kind of the same deal. I'm coming down to crush you, Duke. It's just you and me now. He's on the telly. It's not far, I want to be on the telly. Get down here, you red-skinned freak. He's not gonna. Luckily, he's not real hard to kill. I don't think so, anyway. Man, he's got big feet. Assuming the blue bit out the front is his foot. I never noticed that before. His feet are massive. That's bigger than mine. It was a bit of a slog, but we got there. I still like this game. I still think it's good. I still think it's cool. I'm going to totally come back and do episode 2 sometime. Not today though. I think we've done enough as we need to do for today. You may have defeated me on Earth, but on the moon I can make plans for my ultimate attack. Proton, you coward! You can't run. You can run. You can run, but you can't hide. Once my forces are together, I'll be back to rule Earth. Not if I can stop you first. Here I come. Oh God, he's gonna come. Yeah, I don't need to be around to see that. In episode 2, Duke rockets to the moon to infiltrate Dr. Proton's massive lunar fortress. Continue your adventure in Mission Moonbase, where you'll encounter new levels, new puzzles, new graphics, and more non-stop action. I have a feeling all the tile set is actually in this game, but, well, you know, such is life. In any case, we'll be on a faster machine when we come back to do that. Maybe in a few days, maybe in a week or so. Maybe tomorrow, I don't know. Depends how things are. I can't plan these things ahead of time. And we'll be on something faster and it won't chug us hard with any luck. Oh no, they're trying to sell us things. Yeah, we go with this again. You can order each episode for $15, or for only $30, you'll receive all 3. But the fast one's free anyway, and I already own it on account of the fact I'm playing it to fucking read this message, so you're not really saving any money. Loads of Podgy games say that. I guess they really, really liked that marketing strategy. Oh, fuck yeah, you know, we're on to a winner here. That'll fuck them. Oh, we're getting a free game that we already have. The secret, I guess maybe you'd pass it to your friend, like, oh, you can have my old copy, there you go, I'll just give you all my shite. Yeah, I know, it's been there, my speakers and shit, and it doesn't work properly anymore. It's alright. Cheat mode. Yeah, well, that's a bit of a bastard to activate in this game. I can't even remember how to do it. I think I have to type ASP, Podgy Software Productions, I guess it means. Order now, toll free. Does that number still exist? Does anyone ever actually try dialing it? Yeah, I'm still going to try and test LATA later in the tendon at some point, just to see if it brings up that ROM basic message. I will try and do it as soon as possible. There we go. Well, I think that's a good place to call it for today. And so it has begun, and yeah, like I say, we will be going through Duke 1 and Duke 2 and 3D and the DC expansion and Manhattan Project, incrementing the power of the machine each set. We might backtrack a bit when we switch game. We'll probably finish DN2 on something relatively powerful, and then I'm going to go and do Sherwar Duke 3D on a 486SX, just because I always said I would. Indeed, and thanks for watching. I guess I'm going to fuck off now, because I do have to eat and stuff. I didn't realise my VCR was on. I do my usual thing of proving I was on the machine I said I was, but I don't know if I have anything on here. The hard drive's small, I have to delete things if I'm not using them. Maybe you know. Sorry for the record, you know, you can all leave now if you want to. I'm not doing anything interesting. I always just do this because I know what the internet's like about, you were bullshitting, and so I always make a point of proving I wasn't bullshitting. So yeah, there we go, we weren't bullshitting, and of course we were at 8 megahertz because I'm not quite masochistic enough to want to play it at 4.7, and it would just be horrible. But as I said, thanks for watching. I'll be back some other time with second episode on something fucking faster. Namely that piece of shit. Anyways. Yeah, I'll fucking stop this. They've changed the interface again. They're always messing with the interface. It's annoying.